Hello there. Welcome to Walk and Talk episode 2. We are currently inside the Rookie Village, in the cordon, in the game Stalker 2. This is one of my favorite games of all time, one of my favorite series of all time, and one of my favorite game worlds to exist in. We did have artifacts, yes. So I really love this game, and I just wanted, to show it off a little bit. Hey, dude, nice gun. So this is running at 1440p, 60 FPS locked, all epic settings, native rendering, no FSR upscaling or anything. I removed the HUDs just like last time, and we are just going to take a stroll through the zone from the Rookie Village, and we are going to end up in a place that I consider home. Hey guys, you been out on a patrol or something?
A lot of sleep lately. I wake up every time I hear a noise, thinking it's those zombies. They've killed all the sentries, and now they are coming for me.
Ah, dude, you're fine. You're safe here. There's a lot of guys here. Anyway, stay good. So yes, we we are here in Rookie Village. Let's just. Man, this is one of the best looking games you can play currently. Down to like the concrete. Hey dude, how are you doing? Oh, what's that? It's your detector. Well, it's a really low level detector. Anyway, yes, so this guy is just sitting here literally smelling the flowers. Yes. Look how good he looks. Look at the materials on him, man. Like just this game, man, this game. So I just wanted us to like just take a walk through the zone in Stalker 2. Hopefully we can see some interesting things happen.
Never get used to those bloodsuckers. Been here for a year and they still make me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, man, I don't like bloodsuckers either. So yeah, we're gonna go avoid the puddles. Look how good the puddles look, man. It's just like, yeah. So good. Anyway, here's a water. Yeah, this is a water hydrant. Yep. This is some electrical. There's a bus that used to take children to school or something, probably. And there's two guys guarding the entrance.
What a day, huh?
What a day, man.
Zero loot and an empty stomach.
Yeah, not good. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go out take a walk. I'll see you guys later. Okay. So let's go up here. Yes, so usually the game I play shouldn't be contextual, but in this case we really is going to be contextual. I just want to show you like this game because it looks absolutely amazing. And sometimes I just do this, like literally I just take the slowest walking speed and I just take strolls through the zone. I don't even fight anybody if I don't have to, anything. I just enjoy the vibes, right? Because the game looks so good. This is our shadow. See, this is us in our suit. This is a Siva 1 suit, I think. Look at this. Look at the ground textures, right? This is like, I think they call this tessellation. Like, look how good it looks. And the sun should be setting soon. So we're gonna take a move on. You might see some popping in the distance. I just can't be avoided currently. But the game still looks amazing and it sounds amazing. So yeah, so yes, this is second episode. And I just wanted us, take a stroll and talk about things. Some things that have been on my mind and what's new with me and everything. But before we do that, here's our first anomaly. There are a lot of anomalies in the zone. Most of them are deadly. This one is like a gravitational anomaly. So it started beeping because I'm close to it. This kind of bends gravity inside, but if you take like a bolt, you throw it in, you pop the anomaly, you run through and it comes back, but there's some time between them. Yep. Absolutely incredible, looks amazing. So yeah, we're gonna just take a stroll to this bridge. So what's been going on with me? Well, as I said in the previous episode, work kind of takes precedence in my life, and specifically in the last like few months has been. But this nightmare project that I have been on for the last few months is slowly winding down. I think the bulk of the work that I have to do is done. And so hopefully my life will soon return to some semblance of normality where I can like do and think about other things except work. And I'm also kind of trying to fix how I approach life and work in general. Something I have been working on for quite a while now. Probably a few months until I did some like, thinking and self-reflection, and I tried to figure out why things happen to me the way they do, why I get stressed out by work, and why I get overworked and burnt out and things like this. Another anomaly. We're just gonna go through these leaves and take a look at this tree, right? You can see that it's like not 4K textures, still looks absolutely amazing. Well, by the way, yes, this is the cordon. This is the starting area of the first Stalker game. And this is where you start in Anomaly. There's the farm where the bandits are. There's another farm here where you can usually find some mutants. There's a bus stop here. Looks absolutely cool. The sounds are also nice. There's always some nature chirping. You see the grass has grown on the, the road and everything. I like this aesthetic very much, and I'm going to talk about it a little later. Why and the game and everything, but for now, yes. So, like I said, I've been trying to like unlearn the hustle culture and the grind mindset. Honestly, when I first heard about like hustle culture and the grind mindset, I thought that this is something that, is happening to other people. I thought I was immune from that. Because I was like, when someone said hustle culture and grind mindset, I pictured, this is another anomaly. So I pictured, like entrepreneurs, people who have their own businesses, who do, I don't know, day trading and try to make, second job things, which this is not me. But actually, that's not really how that works. It's actually how you approach life and work in general. And I approach life with and work especially with a grind mindset, where I don't work 9 to 5. I work until I'm done. Sometimes it takes 10 hours, 12 hours, who knows how long. I forget usually, I zone out into my default setting, which is just work until I'm done. That's not good. And I approach life and work basically as an engineering project that needs to be solved, right? And I'm kind of trying to shift my mindset on that. It's kind of hard. Oh yeah, there's an anomaly right there. There's some camp here. So the thing is, if you approach everything as a problem, all you can think of is solutions and the lack of solutions. If you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And oh wow, there's some fights going on over there. All of this, by the way, is completely dynamic. If I loaded this save again and tried to go here, probably this wouldn't happen. Most likely. There's some stalkers fighting some dogs. I think these are like wild pigs or whatever, boars. But yeah, it's all dynamic, right? These guys just showing up here and these pigs being there, and the weather is dynamic. Just keep that in mind. None of this is scripted, right? These anomalies are scripted to be here, but everything that happens around us and that will happen around us is not scripted. Oh, we almost walked into an anomaly. Let's try and go around them. This is a bear detector, by the way. It's kind of one of the best detectors in the game. We're just gonna go around these anomalies and not deal with them. Because they are pretty dangerous. We are on veteran difficulty. There's another farm over there. There used to be a trader there. In Stalker Anomaly, there's a trader there. Oh, we're close to another anomaly. Okay, yeah, good. Now we're good. So anyway, yes, I'm trying to like change the way I approach work and life. Because it's not healthy for my mindset. Oh wow, now these guys are fighting bandits, I think, here. Yep, there's bandits there. We're gonna have to deal with these guys. Because they're gonna attack me. They're gonna attack me as well, and I don't want that. I want to keep talking and strolling around. But yeah, this is what happens in the zone. Just Random encounters. Guys shooting each other. This is a stalker. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Let's put the gun down. Let's just keep walking. So that's what I've been doing, kind of try to change my approach to life and work. And I've also been trying to unplug myself from the social parts of the internet. That doesn't mean I don't want to talk to anybody. Just means that, you know, I'm trying to, I don't know how else to say it. I'm trying to stop existing online, if that makes any sense. I mean, I still have this channel and this is how I exist online, but I'm, you know, all of us, if you are on the internet for longer, you know that you have a real life work persona, the you that's like in the office or at work or, you know, in the store, in the bakery, at the hairdresser, right? That is your, like, with your family, that's your like analog persona. But we all have like this digital persona, the person we are on Reddit and on Twitter and on YouTube and whatever, right? On Facebook, depending on where you are, Instagram. And that is, sometimes that is different from the persona that we are in real life. And I'm trying to like not even have this persona anymore. I still have this channel and I want to have this channel. I want this to be my online persona. But I don't really, you know, I want to watch the internet. I don't want to engage with the internet. You know, I want to be a observer, not a participant. Of course, if you comment on my videos, I will respond and I will happily talk to you. It's not about that. I just don't want to go to different, like, random places and talk to strangers. I still want to contact the people that I, you know, met and that I find interesting. But I don't want to, you know, I just don't want to exist online anymore. Look at this guy, aura farming over there. There's a cave through there that you can go through. This guy is just standing in the middle of anomalies and just vibing. Look at him. Yeah, so that is kind of what I'm trying to do. And I have some, like, you know, sentences, mantras, whatever you want to call them, that I try to like follow, that I wrote down. And actually, you know, I have to keep an eye on myself. Oh, wow, look, evening is falling. This looks so cool. Yeah. So one of them is like, you are not required to have an opinion on anything, especially not online. And you are also not required to share your opinion about anything with anybody. You can just see something and not react, maybe internalize it somewhat. You don't have to debate it. That's a bandit. We're gonna shoot him.
Listen up, guys.
Oh, okay. A mission is coming. That is awesome. So emissions are these like dynamic events that happen in the game. That if you don't, you know, escape from, will fry your brain. I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to shoot this guy, but he didn't give me a choice. So we're gonna hide here. You have to be away from any open windows or doors in order to survive an mission. You can't be outside, it'll just fry your brain. So while we sit here, I'm just gonna, you know, we're just gonna keep talking about it. So yes, not required. Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy that was standing in the field. See, the NPCs will come inside. Anyway, yes, so you are not required to have an opinion and you are not required to share your opinion. You can just, you know, hear something and then think about it. You don't have to react to it. You don't have to be impulsive. And I'm trying to be less impulsive. There is also something else I want to try, because I'm kind of de-hustling my life. I want to stop optimizing my free time. Right? There's a lot of chatter online about, like, you know, optimizing the time that you have to spend to make the most out of it. And, you know, some of my favorite creators.
Mission underway. Hang on.
Sure, we're good. Some of my favorite creators and my favorite podcast actually often talks about it. You know, the Dual Comp podcast with Epos and Dragoon. That's the only podcast I actually listen to. I don't really listen to podcasts, but I like these guys, so I always listen to it. They talked actually in the last episode, and they often talk about it, like, you know, how is the what's the best way to like optimize your free time and your gaming and journaling and making lists and backlogs and, you know, using the Pomodoro method or whatever, right? I respectfully disagree that any of this is really the way forward. Maybe it works for some people, but I think it's just approaching the problem in the wrong way. If you want to be more focused and enjoy your free time more in terms of gaming, just, you know, turn off the second screen, man. Most of us who are on PC doing PC gaming, usually we have 2 screens. Some people have 1 screen, but most people have 2 screens. And the second screen is, you know, Discord or whatever you're doing, watching YouTube and playing. And I think just turning off the second screen is the best way to focus on the game, because if you just have 1 screen where you're playing,
The mission's over, folks.
mission's over. If you just have
Medic, you know where to find
if you just have 1 screen, then there's nothing to distract you, right? And if you're playing a game that you can't get focused on, maybe that's not the game you should be playing. If the game you're playing can't like keep your attention for 30 minutes, then just like I think you're playing the wrong game. That is just my opinion, right? So just turn off the screen. Don't use like job optimizing procedures like the Pomodoro method or timing yourself or backlog lists or whatever. Not just, you know, just don't be on Discord while you're playing. Don't be on social media. You know, turn off the FPS counter, turn off the PC metrics. Oh, look at this guy. Got caught in the mission. You know, just turn it all off and just look at the game, right? Go back to the 1 screen method. I think that's much better, because what you're trying to do is trying to optimize something that shouldn't be optimized, right? So like, that's again going back to what I said about like the engineering mindset of fixing problems, right? Like you're trying to optimize something that doesn't need optimizing. This is not a problem that you need to fix. Some things in life are problems that need fixing. Some things are not problems. They are experiences that you just need to experience. And some things are just discomforts that you need to go through. You don't need to have a solution for everything, right? And also, one very important thing that I wrote down that I keep reminding myself of is you are not required to produce value during your leisure time, right? Your leisure time does not have to produce any kind of value outside of entertainment, right? And you choose how to do that, right? You don't have to impress anybody. I heard somebody talk about this, said like you shouldn't live your life like it's going to be turned into a movie and then judged by your friends and everybody that knows you. That's not how you should live your life. You just, you know. It is right. What are you talking? Oh, this definitely. What the hell? They're shooting me. Who is that? I don't want to get shot, man. What the hell is happening? I don't get it. I don't know why these guys shot me. But yeah, this is definitely not right. He was right. Look at that. What the hell happened here? This tree was just ripped out of the ground. Wow, yeah. Welcome to Stalker 2. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna run. Just gonna run. I don't want to deal with that. We're gonna have some tuna to eat. And we are going to patch ourselves up with a med pack. And that is it. I removed the HUD to make this more immersive, but actually I usually play like this. I finished this game like 3 times, and I'm on my fourth playthrough, now doing the master difficulty, and you know, I usually just play like this. It's much more immersive. So anyway, yes, back to what I was saying. I just, you know, this another dynamic event. Look, these guys are shooting something. This is a military outpost. We went around it because we don't need to go through it. I don't want to fight the military. Yes, you are not required to produce value during your leisure time. You can just, you know, enjoy your time. You can do something stupid. I am very bad at this. I am not, you know, I've been doing things the way I do them for so long, treating everything as an engineering project, you know, optimizing everything. Everything is a challenge to overcome in an impressive way, or a problem that needs to be solved. That is not good. You should not treat like this. And I do that in gaming. I always play like somebody's watching, right? I play games on the hardest difficulty that I can. I try to do like things that are hard and impressive for nobody. Sure, I do have a channel where I like play StarCraft on the highest difficulty, showing you what to do, but that is my channel. That is like after years and years and years of just me gaming, right? But I do this all the time. I don't know why. It's just how I play. I think part of it is because most games are not really challenging to me anymore. And that's not because I'm some kind of elite gamer. It's just I've been a gamer for like many years, right? 15 years, probably more. And, you know, if you play games every day for 15 years or very often, you will get good, and, you know, you will need a higher challenge. This is the Sphere. This is what it's called. This is an installation called the Sphere. And we are on our way to Zalicia village. The night is falling. Let's just give it a second. I'm going to stop yapping and we're just going to enjoy this mural of a bus stop and listen to the rain. Just enjoy the vibes. This is so good. The audio design in this game is amazing. There is this right there is a arch anomaly. So this is a gravitational anomaly. It kind of crushes everything. I don't think you can see it from this far, but it actually crushes all these buses around it when it like goes up, and then it releases and they go back together. And there is an arch artifact inside there that you can get if you want. It's pretty dangerous to go there. I already have it, so I don't need to get. There's a windmill over there. We are very close to Zalicia village, and this is where we are going to spend the night. Enjoy the night falling. Like, this looks real, right? Look at the sky. It's like red because the sun is falling, and the wavelengths are longer, which is red. So it just makes it look amazing. Yes, so that is kind of what I wanted to talk about in that part, right? Just try to like stop existing online as much as you can. I think it's healthier. It is healthy for me. You guys do whatever you want. This is just me sharing my thoughts. And so now I want to talk about Stalker 2 a little bit. I bought this game even before release. I pre-ordered it. I knew I was going to love it because I played all of the Stalker games, and I spent, I think, like 3 or 4 years playing the Stalker Anomaly and adjacent mods like Escape from Pripyat and Stalker Gamma, which is probably the best way to experience this. Just a quick side note, Stalker Anomaly is basically a modded version of Stalker. The engine that they used went open source somewhere in 2011, and then people in the community just took it and changed it and combined all of the zones from all 3 Stalker games into one zone and added some story elements and stuff like this. And so basically that game has a story, but you can basically play it infinitely. Look it up, Stalker Gamma. If you're interested, I don't think you're gonna regret playing it. But this game, yeah, I bought it even before release. I played it on release. I checked my first achievement, which is ending the prologue, was November 21st, 2024. So I was there almost day one. I actually bought a new laptop to play this game. And now I have this PC, which plays it even better. I finished Stalker 2 3 times. I got 3 of the 4 endings. I never looked anything up. I just played, and once I would finish it, then I would like once I finished all 3 playthroughs, then I like looked up online. Oh, what's the best weapon? What's the best armor? How many endings are there? Stuff like this. There's an interactive map where you can find things. Okay, here we are in Zalicia, the village of Zalicia. This is where you start the game. I mean, this is where you end up. This is the first hub area where you go to the in the game. It used to be Cordon, but in this game it's Zalicia, this village right there. So yeah, I finished it 3 times. It is one of the best stories in any game I've ever had. I got really emotional in certain parts of the story because you wouldn't think that like a Stalker story would be very emotional, but I found it very, very emotional. Look at these logs, man. Look, there's some tires they made. Like, do you see how good this looks? Right? So how good this, absolutely amazing. The vibes are off the charts. Yes, so I played it 3 times. Then I somewhere in like 2025, like maybe November, October, November, they came up with a master difficulty, which is kind of the hardest way to play this game. I started a playthrough. I didn't get very far. I actually got to Zalicia, and then I went to the building that you saw in the distance when we were crossing the sphere. That's where I stopped. It wasn't too hard. It just wasn't the right time for the game. You know, I didn't feel the vibes at that time, so I just stopped playing. I'll go back to it at some point. This is a bar. It's currently, you know, screwed up, but this is the bar in a game. There's a calendar from 1986. This is some mineral water. We're gonna drink that. I love when he opens it with a knife, so cool. There's some more calendars here, just take a look at them. This is 1983, 86, 1980. These are some, this is 86, this is 85. That's just so much detail in these games. My grandmother literally had a cupboard like this. See how they put like things here to stack up this improvised you know, bar thing. So cool. Looks awesome. There's a TV from, this is not from the 80s. This is probably from the late 90s, early 2000 with a VCR. I know people who have had a TV like this. This is a basin to just wash your hands. Pretty cool. There's some spilled jelly, I think, on the floor. Nah, it's not jelly. Never mind. There's more posters here. Look at that. Like this sort of Soviet era art looks amazing. Now let's take a walk in the back. There's some jackets here. Note to Warlock. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that right now. We're just gonna enjoy the kitchen. I actually had a stove like this in college. Actually, yes, I had a dingy apartment when I was in college. It actually looked like this. Probably, most likely this model, and I'll explain why later. The fridge also looks kind of familiar. Anyway, yeah, that's the this is the back of the bar, and here's where the guy slept. I guess he's like lifting weights. He's got a kettlebell and some dumbbells, and he doesn't really, you know, keep track of his clothes, so these are dirty pajamas and 1 boot. Anyway, let's go. Let's I don't know what this says. My Cyrillic isn't great. But yeah, let's just go. What's this? Oh, this is somebody. Yeah, oh yeah, this is where people would go and smoke. Look at all the cigarette butts and the new pack of cigs. Yeah, make some cash, save some lives. Yes, so I did. I love this game. I know it had some technical problems when it released. It still has some technical problems, but I had very little problems. In like 250 hours, the game crashed twice. And I had visual glitches very, very rarely. I know some people had big problems, couldn't finish quests, got locked out of things. The map you despawn, but I really didn't have these problems. So I'm not saying they don't exist. I just didn't deal with them. And so my opinion of this game is like, this is game of the year of 2024, no matter what anybody says. For me, this was game of the year.
I'm going deeper into the zone after this shit.
Really?
Thought I'd make it all the way to Pripyat, but fuck that.
Yeah, man, I hear that. Yeah, the NPCs just keep talking if you come close to them. Let's go inside here. Hello, gentlemen. I am back. That's Warlock, by the way. These are some guys in the back. That's the doctor, the mechanic, and we are going here. Now look at this. That's the old gaffer sitting right there, but look at this. This is also some Soviet era mural or something like. See, Ukraine is kind of the agricultural center of Europe. Used to be the agricultural center of the Soviet Union, and they actually, you know, they import wheat and stuff to the entire world. They used to, at least. And this is the gaffer. This is the gaffer. One thing I want to show you is, like, I don't know if I can zoom in properly. Look at the materials on his, like, sweater. Look, it looks real, right? This is how a knit sweater looks. Absolutely incredible. Amazing. So we're gonna go take a nap, and we are going to wake up in the morning because I don't want to travel at night, and we still have some traveling to do. So yeah, love the game. They announced a DLC like a few days ago. Yep, let's have something to eat. And let's go. See this lonely lamp here, how the lighting works really great. This is all lumen. None of this is like ray traced. This is all UE lumen. Anyway, gentlemen, I am off. See you later, Warlock. I am off to home. Oh. We woke up.
No way in hell I'm going deeper into the zone after this shit. Thought I'd make it all the way to Pripyat, but fuck that.
Yep, you said that yesterday. Anyway, it is early morning, something like 5 a.m. And it sounds like early morning. Listen. Right? Oh, there's somebody playing the guitar. Let's go over there. And yeah, so they announced a DLC, The Cost of Hope, coming in the summer. And hopefully there will also be an engine upgrade from UE Engine 5.0, which is this, to 5.5. Look at this guy. This guy is sitting on a grave of probably his friend and just playing his friend's favorite song. The vibes in this game are just insane. Absolutely incredible. I'm speechless sometimes. How good this is. Do you see now why I love this game so much? Yeah, let's not disturb him anymore. We're gonna go down this road. It's early morning. There is some fog in the distance. I guess that's just nightly condensation going up in the morning. Yeah, the game had a bad start. I pushed through because I didn't have many problems. And this environment and the sound and the story of this game is so good that I forgave it any issues that I had. And I had some weird issues where the game would just randomly spawn broken weapons with no ammo into my hands during combats. But I just powered through it because I wanted to just enjoy this world. And there were actual moments where there was one moment in the game somewhere midway through the story where I actually choked up. There is a very emotional moment where I'm not going to spoil the game for you, obviously. I'm just gonna kind of talk in vague terms. There's a lizard, look. There is a moment in the game where you meet up with a character that you thought was lost, gone, right? And then he asks you what happened to his friends. And you have several options of what to tell him. And these options are so emotional because you know who he is and what he's done and how much he cares. And so what you tell him, do you tell him the truth or do you lie to him? And why you do that just make me choke up, man. Like, I was almost crying. Like, but this doesn't happen to me in games, right? But this I just cared so much for these characters. And I just like games like this. I call this genre Eastern European suffering games, right? So, you know, Metro, Stalker. There's a new game coming out in a few days after this video comes out called Road to Vostok. I actually want to cover this game a little bit, make a video about it. Games like this, right? I like post-apocalyptic games where, you know, society is ruined and nature is kind of taking over. I love the aesthetic of this. This is what I would call European Fallout. Actually, some people do call Stalker Russian Fallout. That's kind of what people say about Stalker. It's like Russian Fallout. Well, first of all, it's not Russian, it's Ukrainian. But apart from that, yes, it is. This game is the European version of Fallout. Let me explain why. Wow, these guys are throwing grenades. Who are you shooting, though? Are you shooting me? Do you? Allow me. I don't know who that was. It's very hard to identify people here, and I just didn't want to chance it. So this was another dynamic event, just guys fighting each other for no reason that I know of. Yes, so Fallout. Yes, this Stalker is the European version of Fallout, and I will explain why, right? The premise is the same. Society is kind of broken down. In Fallout, there were nuclear bombs. It takes place in the US. And then some time has passed since that event. What's that? That's an AR. AR-416. This is a Taz. Yes, these guys are... Oh, there's a guy there. Okay. So yeah, it takes place in the US. You know what Fallout is, I'm sure you do. There's a radiation zone there. We're gonna have to run through it. I don't want to get too irradiated. Yeah, okay, I'm good. And I think Fallout is very much American, right? It embodies the American spirit, like the positivity and the upbeat outlook on life, even when things are bad, like this, we can make it against the odds, right? We can prevail even if things are very hard. I think that is one of the key pillars of the American spirit, right? People from the US who grew up there are very positive about, like, you know, they believe in themselves. While Stalker embodies like the European Slavic pessimism and cynicism. That anybody who grew up in a Slavic country, especially like post-Soviet era Slavic countries, knows, which is like life is suffering, you are worthless, you are just a cog in machine, you are only worth as much as you can give worth to the world, but in the end you'll be nothing again. Like that is kind of the Slavic European, Eastern European mindset. And in that beat, like in Stalker, the world doesn't care about you. You are not in Fallout. You are the main character. Here, you are not the main character. You are just some guy. You become the main character. Oh, look, there's frogs, man. I never saw frogs in this game. Look at this. You are not the main character here. You become the main character for a while because of what you do. But you know the world does not stop to wait for you. It's even embodied in mechanics of the game, right? So we are crossing this ponton bridge. This used to be a ward checkpoint, a military checkpoint, but now it's just not anymore. The military is not there anymore. But there used to be a guy guarding this. We're gonna go down that road. Right, and so I think that Fallout and Stalker are like two opposite poles of the same idea, and that is just I'm always more drawn to Metro and Stalker than to Fallout. I love Fallout. I think they are great games. I never got into them as much as other people. I haven't even played Fallout 4. I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me as much. I did play the original Fallout games. I played Fallout 3. and I played a little bit of New Vegas, and I know New Vegas is the best one. Everybody kept telling me that. So probably I'll play it one. At some point I will play it, but I did play all the Stalker games, and I did play all the Metro games and replayed them. And one of the reasons why I just enjoy this, specifically Stalker and the Zone, is it reminds me of my childhood. Now, how is that possible? I will explain while we do the final part of our trip. We're gonna pick up the pace a little bit so that we make it to where I want to go by the end of this video. These guys are stalkers. They're going out on some adventure, on patrol, just dynamically again. This is their outpost right there. So, I grew up in a Eastern European, sort of Central Eastern European Slavic country that went through a period of war when I was very little. And it got so bad that me and my parents had to actually escape because our hometown was occupied and bad things would have happened to us if we stayed there. And then we were away for several years, and then we came back, I think like 5-6 years later. And we came back right after the war was over and the area was freed, unoccupied. And I was still very young, right? I was still in elementary school. And so there were places like this where, people, and the place, our hometown, where the people that lived there during the occupation, they kind of lived there just to have a presence of population presence. They didn't really take care of the town as much. It was sort of half abandoned, half lived in. And so a lot of places were like this, right? There was like factories that were abandoned that didn't work for 6 years, where nature had taken its course and rust happened. And there were, cars left on the street, especially like after the occupation ended. And so when I was little, my parents had to work and they couldn't keep an eye on me all day. So me and my friends, who were like, 10, 11, we would actually, crawl through these abandoned factories and, where there's broken glass on the streets, on the floor, and, like tables turned over and offices abandoned, papers still on the desk, right? It looked like Pripyat. We played there every day. And so somehow, because when I see this, right, this is literally how it looked in my hometown, right? A lot of it was bombed out. There were like bullet holes in houses up until maybe 10 years ago. So this looks like places where I played when I was little. And so it reminds me of my childhood. There is some form of comfort that I feel when I see an Eastern European devastated area that looks like this, specifically, Pripyat especially, which is kind of used to be a city that was hastily abandoned, very much like my hometown. It feels familiar. You have to go through this. You have to find a way through the anomalies. By the way, there's an artifact there. I'm not gonna go hunt it because, who cares? Okay, we're good. So yeah, it just reminds me of my childhood. It also literally looked like this, right? Gas station abandoned. Some of the villages in this game look literally like the village of my grandma, where my grandma used to live. So yeah, see this. There's a factory over there. We are close to our destination, where we will end the video, maybe like 5-10 minutes more, and we will be there. So yeah, that's my connection. I thought about why I like these games so much, and that's what I came up with. Basically, it looks like where I played when I was a kid. Kind of sounds weird that if you were from a civilized country, kind of sounds weird playing in bombed out rubble and stepping on glass, and how can you leave your children like this? It was a different time, right? Life had to go on. You had to somehow, the parents needed to work, and they needed to, they needed to leave us after school to be alone for a while, and so we got up into trouble. But nothing bad ever happened, and nobody got seriously hurt. We would get bruises and cuts and stuff like this, but nothing terrible. Like say this would have been a place where me and my friends would have played, right there. Okay, these are power lines. Is it already? Am I wrong, or is this? No, the sun is still coming up. I thought it's already going down, but no. This is kind of north, so the sun going down would be there. This is west. This is east. It's still early morning. This is where we are actually going, right there. If you have played these games and if you know the zone, you know which place I call home. But if you don't, you will have to wait a little bit and you will find out. This tractor is interesting. This tractor looks like the tractor that my grandfather used to have. He would actually put me in his lap and then we would like go into the field in the tractor. And when I look at this tractor and like the steering wheel and everything, I actually can still... Oh no, boars, let's go. Let's run. Let's run. Let's run, let's run, let's run. Yep, they're chasing me. Nope, 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 nope. I don't want anything to do with that. Please leave me alone. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Thank you. Okay. We're good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's also boars where I grew up. Oh, there's one more. Look at that. Dude, come on. This is a high-powered gun. I can take down boars with very little ease. It was one of the best snipers in the game. Best DMRs. This is the Karad, by the way. This is probably the best assault rifle in the game. And this village, yes, this village looks like my grandma's village. These houses look like where my grandma used to live. But yeah, we just, we played in the rubble, which was interesting. The whole city, there were very few people that came that early in to live there, so it was like half abandoned city. It was all playground, like me and my friends, the whole city and all these factories and houses and everything. This was our playground, which is sort of cool when you think about it. If you think about like a safe environment, it wasn't the safest environment, but if it is a safe environment, it's awesome to be a kid in that. So there we are. This is the place where we are going. There is a giant anomaly over there. It doesn't actually do anything. You can't approach it. You can't get very close to it. And if you do, I don't think it does anything. Maybe it'll do something in the DLC, but currently it just looks cool. But this place that we're going is definitely has a use. It is my home, which I consider my home in the zone. Always have since the first time I went there. It is also currently occupied by dirty, smelly hippies that I don't like. That forced my crew out. And here's a cool trick. If the way we came in is actually not the way you're supposed to go in, you're supposed to go all around there and meet a bloodsucker and everything. But if you just jump over this wall, you can kind of make this trip shorter, which is cool. So here we are. There's a bridge here and there's some probably dead pigs or something in down below. Yep. See, this is a trench that these guys dug to help to kind of hold people off from this place. Here's the wolf of the hippies. I don't know what this says under there. That says arena. That's very clear. And that says bar. This is a place with the arena and the bar. We're going to go down here first. This is kind of the guard station where the guys that guard this place are. We are going to turn off the music. I don't want to get copyright struck, but this radio looks like a radio that my family used to have. Literally looks very old. It's a pretty cool place. This is not my home. This is just the guard station. There's more calendars. I don't know which year that is. There's a guitar up here. This is 1983. Oh, okay, 1983. See here, you can see 1983. This also says something. I don't know what this is. Maybe freedom. There's a... I don't know if you would call this a stove. There's some coffee cooking on top, at least some empty mugs. You should put water in there so it won't melt. There's more Soviet posters. This art style is very Soviet. I find it interesting, these posters. Not the Soviets so much. There's like a small stove over there. Looks really looks lived in. Like these guys that built this game, GSC Game World, they really outdid themselves in like design. Like look at all this junk over here. But this is like realistic. Like there's some concrete blocks, there's some boxes, there's some, you know, stuff here. It looks real. Hey dude, this guy's just staring at the wall. This is what the zone does to you. Yeah, so this is a toxic area over there. We're not gonna go there. We are going to go through here, and then I will tell you where we are if you don't know. And then we will finish. Hey dude, I'm back. Anything new? Nope. Okay, creepy guy looking at me. This is some sort of hangar, or used to be a factory. This whole place used to be a factory. Hello. And the place we are in right now is called Rostock. This is the middle of the zone, the center of kind of the zone. The biggest trading posts. There's a bar there. There's a arena here. The doctor is here. There's one trader is here. Hey, dude, how you doing? Yeah, I'll just close the door. Don't worry. There's a bar right there. The 100 Rads bar. There's, you know, just factories everywhere. There's traders here. This lady sells armors, as you can see. This guy sells guns. There's just a chill out area right here. I'll just turn on the lights. Yep. Now we can't go back to the lady. Never mind. This is somebody's bed, I guess. Doesn't look that great. There's some ammo crates, and here is when the vendor for the hunters. Okay, joke.
A stalker says to a trader, I'll take 5 cans of rotten meat, a loaf of moldy bread, and some cheese that's been gnawed by mice. Put it all in a backpack that'll fall apart an hour later. The trader is insulted. I don't sell stuff like that at my establishment. The stalker replies, that's funny, you did last week.
Yeah, good one, man. So this is where the hunting trader is supposed to be. They added skinning of animals and like mutants in the game, so you can like buy parts. You can like, if you take down a mutant, you can like skin it and take its, I don't know, the cat's claws and I don't know, the boar's tusks, whatever, and then you can sell it to the traders. But there is supposed to be a trader just for like hunting, and this is where he's gonna be. See, there's a hunting rifle over there. No, that's a shotgun. I never mind. But yeah, see, these are trophies, right? So this is where the trader is supposed to be. And now let me take you to my little corner of the universe, and this is it. This is my bed, and this is my box, storage box, and this is the end of the video. Yes, I hope you enjoy this. I know I rambled a little bit, but I hope you enjoyed just being in the zone with me, just enjoying the vibes. And let me know in the comments if you would like to see more Stalker. I know somebody asked about the Destiny story. The Destiny story will be told next week, I promise. In the next video. Might be next week, might not be next week. But it is going to be told in the next video, the Destiny story. I promise I will tell it. It's a really cool story. Anyway, that's it for now. I will thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.